There's a threat in the world today. A threat to our way of living, a threat to our society, and maybe even a threat to our very existence. And what is this threat?
Hello. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. This is Tracksuit Lifestyle.
That was at Joe's show yesterday.
They were at Joe's show yesterday, and
TommyBoy is their new number one fan.
they were a great band to listen to. Great band to watch there. You want to check sound real quick? Your phone works?
No, it don't.
He's on his phone. Check sound. He puts his phone down. If anybody watching, could you just give me a thumbs up? Did you hear this beautiful music from Tracksuit Lifestyle?
Got it.
A vigorous Joe Pesci by Tracksuit Lifestyle.
The video for this is pretty cool too.
Good morning, everybody. We're just enjoying a little music here by Tracksuit Lifestyle. Met them yesterday out at Joe's show. I'm a fan, I know that. So figured we'd showcase them this morning before we got talking. Pull a few things up, get ready to go.
What is up, Daniel? Yeah, buddy.
That was a good way to start a good morning.
Yeah.
And that again was Tracksuit Lifestyle of Vigorous Joe Pesci is the name of the
Vigorous
song.
Joe Pesci.
They are on iTunes and on all the broadcasting
Sources.
Thank you. I was trying to find a word, but thank you. That's a good help. But just as we are here at Checkers and Wreckers, and I am TommyBoy.
And I am Howdy.
Howdy. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hope everybody out there is doing fantastic. All you Checkers and Wreckers heads. Appreciate you hopping in here with us. We are excited to talk to NTT Rookie, NTT IndyCar Rookie of the Year, Felix Rosenqvist. He'll be on the line with us here shortly. We are pumped. We are ready.
Yes, I am stoked for that.
I cannot wait. And then we're going to be talking a little of the Checkers and Wreckers.
Monsters of Dirt.
We'll get some of that in there. I wasn't ready. I had the wrong effect on there. So
Wrong button setting.
Whoops. We'll get there. Like I said, I'm a little excited here, but we'll keep our composure. We'll get a good one in there with Felix. So he'll be calling in, like I said, here shortly, and we'll get to talk to him. So stay on with us, and I'm just going to get a couple more things going here, Howdy.
All right, do that.
Why don't you talk to them about what we did last night?
We were out at Joe's show yesterday, which was man, it was a great time. I don't even know if I can put it into words how much fun we had yesterday. You know, great food, great music, friends, family, new friends, and raised a lot of money. I heard that I think the total was over 10,000 they raised yesterday.
And that's fantastic. So that's not just for medical bills. I mean, really, it's whatever they want to do. So they give them that, and they say, if this is your time that your family can go to Disneyland and have a good time, then hey, you have at it. You go out there and really, you know, it's tough dealing with a situation like that, but that family really seemed to have great spirits.
Yes.
And you can't ask for much more. It was a beautiful day out there, and I had a blast. I ended up coming home with a crate of stuff. I was a little worried. I got going down about halfway home. I thought, and I'm in the Jeep, wide open doors, everything. And I'm thinking to myself, man, that Holiday Inn pass is just sitting in that crate. So I hope it ain't on the highway right now. It's like, whoo. But TommyBoy was lucky. I tucked it away down at the bottom before I left. Don't remember doing that. So maybe it found its way down there. Maybe the breeze was in my favor last night. But anyway, I brought home a free night stay at the Holiday Inn, a box of booze, and then yeah, I'm not a decorator myself, but that's what I got. She does great at that. So yeah, I came home. There was a bunch of shirts in there I didn't even see. I got a Pacers hat, like a little beanie. I love the little beanie on top. So that's perfect for me. So all righty. I got that in there now. I'm going to save it.
Good morning, Asher. How are you feeling today, buddy? What?
Just to make sure you can see all the notes and everything there.
Huh?
On Evernote there.
I don't have it on my laptop.
Oh. Do you have it on your phone?
I believe so.
Well, there you go. Your phone works. Man, he just forgets he's got a phone here. But yeah, so we were out there last night. I got some great pictures, and I will be posting them here shortly. I like to do the little videos here, as you've seen. I've become accustomed to that. Those are fun to do, fun to make there. And until Ashley gets woken by me editing something, and it's like one part I'm trying to hit perfect, so she hears it just in repeat. She came out of the room and just kind of looked at me. I was like, I'm almost done.
No, I don't see it on the notes.
I'm almost done, I promise. So that I thought was pretty funny here. So we are pulling this up. Sorry, guys. So I'll get it there. You keep talking.
All right. So yeah, Joe's show was awesome. Great time. I got to see my good friends Chris and Renee. Chris asked Renee to marry him yesterday at Joe's show, which that was Joe's show first, I believe.
Nice.
And she did say yes.
Right. Yeah. People are, did she say yes?
I forgot to ask him if he went to Jared.
I'm sure it looked nice. It should be in there now. You should be good. So yeah, we were out there. It was a great time. Great bands out there. We had Giant.
Not Giant.
And then we had Tracksuit Lifestyle. We had Shadeland. We had
Nothing.
What was the
We had Giant, not Giant, Shadeland, Tracksuit Lifestyle, Old Rebel Mines, and Glam America ended up finishing off the night.
They did, yep. So it was right there the whole time when you said nothing.
Huh?
So that's you keep a millennial on the crew for a reason, guys.
Well, I didn't know all this was on.
Technology.
I just seen this. I'm like, okay, there's no notes on there.
Well, hey, I'm trying to hurry here. So anyway, yes. So we saw the beginning of the Checkers and Wreckers Monsters of Dirt Pro Late Model Series Wednesday, and boy, that was an exciting,
That was an awesome race. I mean, it was
races. The heats were good.
Yeah,
they're quick.
I always say race because the main's what matters.
Well, no, but I mean they're fun because they're quick. Those first heats just boom, boom, boom. They're real good. They're real quick. So I enjoy that. And yeah, we had is it Rebel Mines or is it Revel?
Revel
with a V.
With a V.
That's what I thought. And we had a fan in that band as well. That was fun.
A fan in that band.
Yeah, Brewer.
Oh, Mr. Brewer.
He came up to us and said, "Monsters."
Yeah, that was great.
That was the first thing that came out of his mouth. So the guy watches.
No, Daniel is not Rebel. It's Revel.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
REV as in Victor, EL.
So if you guys have not yet checked out the any of the iRacing going on, I would highly suggest you do because it is an absolute blast to watch. We saw Wednesday Zach McSwain. He took the front. Are you trying to turn it up? Took the front there.
There we go.
And he got going and boom, just kept going from there.
Dude, he checked out the field.
He did.
I mean, what they have like one, maybe two cautions in the race, and even after the caution, gather you bunch the field back up, and then within a couple laps, he checked back out.
Yeah,
I mean, his car was hooked up on a rail, and he was gone.
He got going exactly. He was on tracks there.
Yeah,
he got going there. He was on tracks and dirt, so that was impressive. And he is unfortunately he's doing a little bowling, so he's a multi guy.
Yeah,
so maybe
he's
the guys
in a bowling tournament.
Exactly. So maybe the guys over at BW Sports get Zach on Wednesday,
right,
and talk to him about a little.
So
bowling.
see, we could have Zach on here talking about iRacing. Then our brothers at Black and White Sports could have him on there for bowling.
Exactly. Speaking of Black and White Sports,
where do you go for all the happenings?
I go to BWSPORTS1.com. That's right, BWSPORTS1.com. That's got everything about the guys over at Black and White Sports, us here at Checkers and Wreckers, and then anything we do with the esports and everything going forward. The new segment with my brother, our brother, at
we're all brothers
at Black and White Sports. Bet your ass. I like that. So check that out if you wanted to get a few bets in before the day goes off here for some football action. He didn't do too bad yesterday. I think if you followed his picks, you would have made some money.
Yeah.
So check that out over there.
Yeah, we're speaking of the brothers. We're like four brothers. Right. The movie. So see, you're like Marky Mark. The ass is like the other guy. I'm like Tyrese, and the one's like Three Stacks. So there we go.
Andre.
Yep. 3 stacks.
Oh, that's good. That was a good movie too.
It was.
I was all right with that. So, yes, good morning, Brandon. He hacked Asher's racing account, wouldn't let Asher get on there.
Oh.
So I didn't see it, Asher. Hopefully you are feeling better today. It's never fun when you're down, having some sickness issues. So, but yeah. So back to the Checkers and Wreckers Pro Late Model Series there. I got to give credit to the guys over there at Ultimate Dirt TV.
They do such a great job commentating.
They really do.
And they're funny.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to say. So those guys, they keep you entertained the entire time. Sometimes you do get bunched up. It gets a little, I'm not going to say monotonous, but you get some flags every now and then. You'll get a strain of them. But those guys really keep the entertainment up. They really keep it going. And then you get some solid racing going. And sometimes they'll just kind of, okay, well, we got some good racing going. We'll just, we'll drop off now for a minute. And then they'll catch back up when they need to. They know exactly how to do it, and I got to give them credit there. We're going to get them on the show. I was talking to them.
Yeah,
through the
I've seen that.
if you do watch on Wednesdays, every now and then they'll comment about Tommy Checker.
Yeah,
that's me, guys. So I'm talking to them on through the chats, just like we hope you do us here. So good morning, Mr. Rance.
Good morning.
You joined in with us. So. Yep. Trying to get everything right here, guys, just to make sure we're good.
We want to be perfect.
Exactly. Today is not a day for gremlins to show up here. So sorry about our delays and hesitations here, but
which yesterday at Joe's show we had not necessarily a gremlin, we just kind of had a loose wire that kept.
So anytime
I'd grab the other microphone.
It come across, and that's kind of what happened. You get a lot of wires going together and you're moving stuff. That happened with our Indy 500 special out there at the tavern too. So
Daniel, that would be all right, but I'm not sure how we would do that. We definitely couldn't do the broadcast. And as far as doing the commentating, I know myself, I don't know the racers well enough to be able to sit there and commentate a race.
I'd have to have like a big old spreadsheet, and they have to send me their car paint. Like I'd say, don't change it up at all because you got to keep it like that. But maybe in a year or so, when we do get really familiar with this, I'm all down to do something like that. That would be fun, I do think.
Yeah, because the guys commentating, man, they know who's who and where this guy's raced it and what series he's won in, and they're very knowledgeable, the guys racing in the Monsters of Dirt series.
Oh, absolutely. Sorry, I'm looking. Whoa, there it is. All right. So we did a little picks when we were out at Ingalls.
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do now?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I didn't want to steal your thunder.
Oh. Picks from last week.
See, I was on it. I didn't want to steal your thunder.
Right. Well, I was reading Scott's comment there.
So we had a blast out at Ingalls. We made some picks out there about the race out at Laguna Seca, and that was a fun one. Obviously, we'll talk a little more about that. That was a good race. Oh, absolutely.
And I'm glad to see IndyCar back at Laguna Seca. I mean, I don't know what's up with that track. It's like they, at one time about every series ran out at Laguna Seca, and then this series backed away, then this series went away. And I'm glad to see IndyCar back out there because it's such an awesome track, and it's great to watch racing out there.
Yeah, and it was a really exciting race, and it's exactly what you want for a season finale.
Yes.
We had I'm not going to say the most exciting race for the championship. Joseph did exactly what he needed to do to win that championship.
It wasn't pretty, but he got it done.
And I think he didn't need it to be pretty. He didn't. I think if he was going to try to make it pretty, he could have cost him.
Yeah.
So he did it, like I said, exactly what he needed to do. So got to applaud Joseph there, and he was really interesting. I got to meet him Wednesday and or Thursday, and I talked to him. He was really cool, and he really gave a perspective. We'll talk about that after Felix, but really gave a good perspective on the 500 and the series. So I really enjoyed that. So, but oh, heck, where was I going with that? But then for the Rookie of the Year, the fight there. I mean, Herta, if he wants to take it, he has to win. He does that.
And he did.
If Herta wins, if Felix wants to keep it, he's got to get
better.
6th or better. And he comes from 14th, and he nails it into to 5th. So at a track that's not known for passing, that's not known for being able to make these moves, he made them. And he made it happen. That was exciting to watch, in my opinion.
And that's all fine and dandy, but we need to do the picks.
No, fair enough. I'm sorry. See, I got all pumped. I'm all
Wow.
Oh, geez.
All right. So lead them out with your checker that you had.
My checker I had was in the race for the final, the series there, the Astor Cup. That was Simon Pagenaud, and he ends up putting it
4th.
Was it 4th?
Yes.
Okay. So he ends up putting it 4th there. I could have swore he put it on 3rd, but
No,
he did get 4th. Okay. So he got 4th and ends up getting 2nd in the season series there. So not a bad day for Simon, but not what he wanted, obviously. He was battling up there with Scott, and it was an exciting race for him. So, I mean, he had fun for sure.
Oh, yeah. And then my checker, I had our guest that will be on here shortly, Mr. Felix Rosenqvist, which he had a mishap in qualifications and kind of got penalized, so he had to start 14th. And he brought it home to a 5th place finish. So he did what he needed to do, like TommyBoy said, to win Rookie of the Year. And he come back up through the field, and I thought he had a fast car all day, and if he would have started up towards the front, I would have loved to seen the Colton Herta Felix Rosenqvist battle.
Oh, we'll see that come.
Oh, we will see that.
And it will be a very exciting battle to see, I think, come forward, because that's going to be your Andretti Ganassi duo, I think.
Yeah. But, you know, so, yeah, I was hoping Felix would get his first win of the season and capture Rookie of the Year, but, you know, didn't happen.
He got Rookie of the Year. That sure was enough for him that day, especially starting that far back. And then we go to Wrecker, and I said anything besides a championship would be a record for Joseph Newgarden. And go figure, just as I told Felix, my picks weren't that great this year. But, hey, Joseph won the series. He got what he needed to do. And TommyBoy's record did not end up a record.
No, he finished 8th. And then my record, I had Alexander Rossi, which he brought it home to 6th, which isn't bad. But, you know, when you have the championship on the line like that, you need to perform better than that. You needed to win.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I mean, no worse than a top 3. You need no worse than a top 3 and hope Newgarden had some bad luck. But that's 2 years in a row that Rossi's come into the last race 2nd in points and can't seal the deal and win the championship.
Right, and such is luck there. Maybe we see the ebbs and flows come back to Honda, because Honda has won now the past 2 manufacturers championships.
Yep.
So they've got it dialed in there. So maybe we see the racing come back there, and we'll see. So and then my dark horse is our guest here shortly was Felix, and we've discussed him already. So pulls it into 5th place, does what he needs to do, gets Rookie of the Year, and I'll take that as a dark horse pick. And
my dark horse, I had Colton Herta, winner, chicken dinner.
Exactly, yeah. So you can't be mad with that.
So not too bad. I picked 2 rookies, and both of them top 5 finishes.
Yeah, that's not a bad day.
So yeah, that was a great race to end the season. I mean, I think that's a great track to end the season on. Myself, I'd rather see him end the season on a track like Laguna Seca than going to Homestead, Miami.
Or Sonoma was the year before, am I right?
I believe so, which there again, that's, you know.
That was an interesting one.
Yeah, and to me, end the series on a road course, because oval, anything can happen on an oval, and somebody can get lucky, and I just, to me, that's not how you end the season on an oval. Right.
No, and I would agree with that. I think that's a good way to put that. I think, yeah, there's so many possibilities that could come awry at an oval. We saw it happen this year with the whole Ryan Hunter-Reay, Sato, and Rossi deal.
Yep.
And you just don't want to see a season end in that manner. So
especially when you have championships on the line and these
Right.
guys are going to go for it.
Oh, they are going to go for it.
So
absolutely.
You could create a bigger problem.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, it also does. You look at an oval race. I'm sure the ratings are up for an oval race over a road course for the finale. So I mean, to look at it entertainment wise, but as a pure racing, and you want to see who really is the best. I do agree with you on that. You put it on a street or you put it on a road course, and you go from there. So
yeah, that was pretty much what we had for IndyCar last week, and our picks of last week.
I had to throw it back on the monster one there, so we were ready. And I wasn't ready for it. So, oh man, sorry. Anything else, real quick?
Yeah. Did you see? I believe you posted it that McLaren in 2021 in F1 is going back to Mercedes power.
They are. So that brings up the question to IndyCar fans as well. Do we see Mercedes here in 2021 with the hybrid generation coming into IndyCar?
And it wouldn't be the first time Mercedes has been in IndyCar.
No. So, and then we saw Aldo Costa. He was the chief engineer over at Mercedes, I believe, and he is now the chief technical director at Dallara. So there's a lot of things falling in place here for IndyCar. I think it's going to get really exciting really quick here. And people are worried about the aero screen, what that's going to do to some of the racing next year. If that's going to really change up the package. But I think these guys got it under control there on that. And I think they'll be able to nail that out pretty well.
And as we've spoke before, IndyCar as a series as a whole is in a great place right now.
Oh, absolutely.
They're in the best place they've been since the split.
Oh, I would, and maybe even before that.
Yeah. So I don't see them doing anything to jeopardize the momentum they have moving forward. So I think everything they're doing is only going to enhance the series and make it better.
So speaking on that real quick, before we talk to Felix here, Joseph actually got the chance to go and take his IndyCar out at Charlotte and do their oval.
Yeah.
Did you see all the NASCAR drivers that are sitting there just going, they're talking to Boyer, and he's like, look at the grip on that thing. And he's just amazed at that. And they want to get in it. And Joseph's over there like, well, I want to take one of their cars. I was like, no, Joseph, don't do that, because I don't want you to be good at that.
Which, I mean, Penske does have a NASCAR team. So,
well, he's getting enough from Penske, probably. He's
all
right.
I guarantee it.
He's all right to stay in IndyCar. But yeah, that was really neat to see. And at one point, Joseph he gets a little loose, and he squirts the tires a little. And Boyer's like, "Did you hear that?" He's like, oh yeah. But he was the first one to go out. He didn't have any rubber really laid down for him. So that was something he said as well was, man, I really wish I can go out there at the end of this week. And after they've laid all the rubber down and stuff and really get all that. But he didn't want to spin it out in front of everybody. He said that. He's like, I could have pushed it a little harder, but there's a lot of eyes out here. And I don't need to go flipping it into a wall with all these people watching.
So Brandon says, personal opinion, the screen won't make it past testing and Mercedes won't join, but he wants both. And Asher said he's going out for the screen testing Wednesday at the track.
I think I will be out there as well. I am trying to make
that work. Some of us have to work.
Trying to make that work.
Hey, Daniel, I'm taking off work Wednesday. Thanks.
So hoping that can work as well. And Asher, if you need a ride, I'll give your mom a break, and we'll go out there. We'll have fun. I got car seats and everywhere, so I'm trying to make my way out there. So even if I got to go just to
no, I don't see
museum.
Joseph going to NASCAR.
No, I don't either. But I could see him getting in doing one of those ride swap deals like Gordon has done before in the past, and I think Jimmy Johnson has done before, just to have a little fun with something like that. Because I'm sure these guys do like to see what those other cars are made of and stuff. So,
which, if they want to do some testing, which I've heard they've done some testing out at the road course at Indy in NASCAR. If you want good feedback, throw some IndyCar drivers in NASCARs on the road course and let them go out there. And that, to me, that would be good feedback.
No, I completely agree.
Because they're going to be unbiased. And, because I'm sure if you put a lot of NASCAR guys in there, and they're going to be like, oh, no, I don't like it. Car don't work good here, just because they don't want to run a road course.
Right. No, I can see exactly what you're saying. No, that doesn't work here. And something they are going to be doing, too, is testing, and I don't know, they may have already done this, actually, tested the NASCAR on the IMS road course.
That's what I just said.
I'm sorry, I was looking over here.
Wow.
Heck up, noon.
12.
It's allergy season, man.
Yeah.
Chill out. Oh, man. I'm really with it today, guys. I'm sorry. We had a blast yesterday.
We did. We had so much fun yesterday.
Joe's show, and we're just anticipating speaking with the rookie of the year.
It's been a pretty busy weekend for us.
Yeah, but it's nothing abnormal.
Oh, here we go.
It's all good. I'm used to busy weekends. So I'm gonna do the 3 kids. When you got 3 kids, I'm sure Daniel's gonna say it.
Brandon said, wow, pay attention, Tommy boy. Scott said, wake up, Tommy boy. Tommy boy.
Like I said, I was looking down, seeing, making sure everything's
do.
So did you hear they're going to run the NASCARs on the road course at IMS? You were looking at me like, what's he talking about?
Did you catch the F1 race this morning?
I did, yes.
I believe it was Leclerc was on the pole, wasn't he?
Yep.
And
he's fast.
He is. And there again, you have come Mercedes 1-2. Hamilton, Bottas, and Leclerc finished 3rd.
Yep. And Vettel saw himself go from 1st to almost last in 1 week.
MGUK failure. I saw one of the best memes, though. It had him, and he was getting out of the car after that, and it said, bring back bleep V12s.
That's good. So he wants that out of there. That's hysterical. But they were talking through most of the race then after that happened. Well, I guess that happened in lap 40 something. But they were talking after that if he would have stayed out,
yeah,
and not caused the safety car there, because he had to get towed back for the most part, because they said he was just going to damage his car way too much. But Leclerc may have been able to stay up front, and they think that kind of cost Leclerc the win for him pulling off. If you're going to win, I guess destroy that other car. You got money.
Yeah.
You're going to get it. So you didn't laugh at that, did you?
What?
Asher's little funny comment.
Oh, yeah.
Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Oh,
That's
you
good
guys
stuff.
are so funny. So funny.
Dan said, you blew it when the 6-year-old calls you out.
6-year-old with like a 19-year-old composure.
Mentality, right.
Yeah, exactly. Watch out, Kristen and Brandon.
I will have to say, I think Asher is more mature than Daniel.
He's more mature than a lot of us.
Right. I'll give, yeah.
I love check out Asher's racing channel. He was able to go above and beyond on Thursday.
Speaking of that, did you see the picture of him sitting in Joseph's car with Joseph and Penske on each side?
That one was fantastic, but my favorite was the one that they got of him just staring out of the window. Joseph's car is outside. They're inside the thing, and Asher's just peering out, looking at you can tell he's just dreaming.
That was a good one.
He's dreaming of it.
And I also like the video where Santino just arrived, and Asher's standing out there, and Santino comes walking up, and Asher's like, Santino. And he's like, hey, Asher, how you doing? I was like, that's awesome. He actually, he remembers.
Oh, well, I'm sure somebody like Asher is a little hard to forget. Especially,
Yeah, but
mean,
you still though, you get caught up in the heat of a race and everything, and a lot of things going on.
Santino met that kid like 4 or 5 times.
True.
It's like I said. I mean, I can understand. You meet him once or twice, and the next year you don't remember him. But I think Santino is going to remember Asher for a
Kyle
while.
Kaiser.
And Kaiser, and I think Kimball now has a knowledge of Asher.
Chase Elliott.
He played golf. So Asher, you keep doing what you're doing out there. You're doing a great job.
Just remember us little guys.
That's what I said. Just wave to us.
Yeah,
wave to us
as you go by.
When you're going around the track, giving the interviews and stuff to the drivers as they're doing their parades and stuff. Just point and wave. Say, hey, guys.
Yeah. Just give TommyBoy and I the first exclusive interview, though, please.
Maybe not the fifth. You got some more important ones. Maybe the fifth.
No, we want the first.
He's got big things. We're small chickens. No, really, guys, check out Asher's racing channel. He does a fantastic job. He's 6 years old, and he's got the interviewing capacity and mentality, knowledge, whatever you want to say, of a 26.
Hey, he's better than some of these race reporters I listen to.
Oh, absolutely. And he comes up just his
I know he's not a race reporter, but he's definitely better than Chris Collinsworth.
Jason Witten's better than Chris Collinsworth.
True.
But no, just he's very funny. His direct approach and everything to the drivers is fantastic.
I always like his question. So have you ever got a speeding ticket?
Their reaction sometimes like, man, it's like my sponsors don't want me talking about this. Way too many, buddy. Way too many. I'm sure is the answer for some of them. But then some of them, I'm sure, like Ryan Hunter-Reay strikes me as the guy that is like 10-2. Like he drives the Odyssey. Like I said, I've seen that. So 10-2, he's probably 55 miles an hour on 465 with his family. I could really see that. So
that's like, did you see? I think I posted on the Checkers and Wreckers page a while back. There was a video of Dario and Scott Dixon going through Taco Bell, and they were like, "Remember this like a year later." And they went to the same Taco Bell.
So Dixon had his wife's purse too. Dude, I didn't realize that. He's like, I didn't even have my wallet. I had my wife's purse. I had to give him everything out of her thing. Oh, that's good. But it was during the day. Well, I guess he got robbed during the day.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And speaking of Dario, I got a little piece up there. The blue new 27 piece up there is a little piece of Mr. Frankidian, and a little above Howdy, right over the X there. It is actually signed.
It's autographed.
I'll post a link to the gentleman's site there.
Because I'm going to buy some stuff.
He hooked me up. He did a good deal. So.
Then you got Buddy Lazier's windscreen right there.
I do. That's signed. And I got his die cast signed as well there from this gentleman. And piece directly behind me here, the camo piece that you can kind of see, but the light's kind of blinding it out there, is actually a piece from Dan Weldon. So that is probably the most prized possession in here. I think that is really neat. Unfortunately, it's not signed or anything, but
it doesn't matter.
No, I think that's a piece of history that will last forever, and I'm a big fan. And then actually over here, I told Asher I'd give him a little piece there too. So you give him hook him up for his race room.
There you go.
So when he maybe when he gets older and or maybe not even older, but when he makes it big, he just slaps a little Checkers and Wreckers thing on there, and when he's doing his professional broadcast from the studio, just puts it behind him there. Remember that, Asher. That's all I'm asking.
So yeah, folks, we're anxiously awaiting Felix to call, which he should be calling here soon, huh?
He should be anytime. Yep. But we'll continue going on until we get that ring-a-ding. So
we'll continue race babble.
A little bench talk here. So.
Yeah, so we didn't really get to discuss that either. You know, last weekend we were out at Ingalls for the IRA Nationals, and they ran 4 classes last weekend. Let's see if I get them right here. Sportsman, Limited Sportsman, Grand National, and Sprint Cars.
Here
There
we
we
go,
have it.
guys.
Next up, you'll be hearing the voice of Mr. Felix Rosenqvist.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, how are
This
you,
is
sir?
Felix.
Hey,
I'm
Felix,
good,
how are
sorry
you,
I
buddy?
missed the time slightly there.
No, hey, you're fine. That's not a problem. Hey, we
Okay.
appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. I know we met the other day. You said you were moving there, so appreciate you taking
Yeah.
the time here.
Of
And-
course, man.
First of all, I'd like to say congratulations on Rookie of the Year, man. Awesome season this year, buddy.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's been a ride.
That I can only imagine there. So, hey, we got a few questions here. We'll ask you if you don't mind.
Sure.
So I did a little reading up on you. I like to do a lot of reading here. And I saw you enjoyed a hike. You like to hike there. Is that correct?
Yeah, every now and then. I wouldn't say I'm not Zach Veach, I'm not going to Yosemite for 2 weeks, but yeah, I enjoy hiking for sure, every now and then.
Do you have any places around Indianapolis, around the area you like to visit when you're trying to escape the track?
I mean, we went to Eagle
Yeah.
Yeah.
a couple of times. That was pretty cool. Otherwise, honestly, we haven't really been around too much in Indiana. I think we've been around more like in the other places on the calendar.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, still much to explore in Indy.
Well, there you go. Well, hey, hopefully you're here for a long time, so you got a long
Yeah.
time to explore. So
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So obviously Chip saw something with you in Indy Lights that made him bring you on. What in your mind do you think was that moment that Mr. Ganassi said, "Hey, this is the guy I'm bringing in to kind of be the new guy of this team here"?
I don't know, because it was kind of a long process. I did Lights 2016, and we got that test going with the Indy Lights driver test at Mid Ohio, which I thought was a really good thing they had them, because like it gave me a chance, and the team got an extra test day in. And yeah, it was a good test, because we actually managed to do some setup work at the same time as I was learning the car, because we did loads of laps. I think we did like 120 laps or something.
Oh, wow.
Just in the morning.
At Mid Ohio.
And the rule was like I had to do more laps than Dixon. That was like
Oh, wow.
the rule to get the free test day for Ganassi. And I think the engineers were happy, and I guess that was probably the deciding factor more than anything.
So it sounds like you can really help set up a car, and you understand how to help the team really push that on.
Well, I mean, I think all of us can, but the deciding factor there was probably that I could do it, straight away during that day, and normally when you drive a new car, or sometimes you spend the whole day just trying to figure out how to go quick, and that went. I'd say back then it was easier though to drive the car. Like this car with the new aero kit is way harder to get up to speed, so that probably helped me a bit. But yeah, it went smoothly, and I'm not the one to answer it, but that was probably why they picked me and not someone else.
That's awesome. Hey, Felix, quick question. How did you get started in racing? Did you start out in karting?
I did, yeah. I did. I think I was 9 when I started.
Okay.
So it's probably the year 2000, back in Sweden in 85cc.
Nice.
I think they call it micro back then or something.
All right.
Yeah, micro and then mini. Yeah.
Which I know, karting from America to European, there's some big differences. European karting's a lot more direct drive stuff, where America is more the clutch and things like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I only drove direct drive, and I never drove the ones with the shifters. So
Right.
Actually, I quit karting pretty early. I quit when I reached I don't know what you call it here, but what you do when you're maybe 12 to 14, that's the last one I did. And then I went straight to Formula cars, because I don't know, I didn't really, to be honest, I didn't really enjoy karting as much. Like when I tried a Formula car for the first time, I was just,
You're hooked from there.
that changed everything for me.
Yeah.
I got so much passion for racing that I didn't have before when I did karting, so I just kind of forgot karting really quickly and just.
Fair enough.
So, I mean, kind of talking about the passion, I also heard that you have another passion in skiing. And at a young age, you were kind of tossed up between either skiing or racing. Can you explain a little bit of that and the decision you had there to make?
Yeah, so my family, you know, most racing drivers have family that used to do racing, but my family was doing skiing. So my father's sister actually was in the national team of Sweden.
Wow.
For a while. So we have big like tradition of skiing in the Rosenqvist family. And that was naturally the thing I was going to do because I loved sports and I wanted to be an athlete in something. But I had a big interest of cars as well. So when I was around 10, there was a skiing buddy of mine who had a go-kart and I tried it once, and from there on it kind of, you know, gradually went towards motorsport. But I did both for a long time, for 3-4 years, and eventually, you know, I had to give up something because skiing season is in the winter and the karting season was in the summer. So I was effectively racing every weekend, and my dad was driving me around, you know, all across the place. So yeah, we couldn't really afford, or we didn't have time to do both. So yeah, racing it was.
There you go. Nice. That'll age a father quick.
I think you made a great decision there.
Yes. Thank you for sticking with that. We appreciate that. And your mentor and your teammate, they're both IndyCar legends. So how has that really helped this year in your transition into the new series IndyCar like this?
Oh, Franchitti and Dixon?
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, it's been huge. I think I can easily say that I haven't had a better teammate than Dixon. I've been with a lot of good guys that have, you know, the same years of experience as he has, but he's just been on every level really, really good. And, you know, that's just free. You know, every time you go to a track, that's just free speed you get from pushing yourself compared to Scott. So that's been awesome. And, you know, with Dario, it's been more of a coaching, you know, mentoring role, as you say. And it's just cool when you can talk to someone about anything, you know, you don't have to, because obviously with Dixon, you know, he's still a competitor, you know, we still try to beat each other. So we wouldn't tell each other. That was
clear this year.
all our secrets, but we work together really well. But with Dario, you can sort of, you know, you can go even further and talk about anything. And it's just not really the coaching, just the friendship, and just him being there is just so helpful. And it's been huge, especially for the ovals, I'd say.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm really lucky to work with them. And they are good pals too. And
that's what. So Dario's not running to Scott telling him what you're saying now, is he?
Oh, I don't know. I mind. You know, we all try to make the car faster and,
absolutely,
and, you know, do the best. So yeah, it doesn't really matter.
No, that was a very exciting race you had there when you went wheel to wheel with Scott. That was incredible.
Ohio.
Yeah, I was standing up in the living room.
Race.
It was a really good race. I mean, I watched it afterwards. I mean, not only that it was a good race for me, but just watching it was one of the best races.
Yes, I have to agree. And
I was happy to be part of that.
And Scott and Dario both seem like they're just great guys.
Yeah, they are. That's everyone asks me, like you asked me, how is it to work with these guys? And the main thing is that they are just really normal, you know, good lads that you can have a laugh and you can get serious when you need to, but that they're just really non-arrogant superstars, you know, which is kind of rare to find.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm sure that is pretty hard to find. So.
And you mentioned, you know, how they helped with the ovals, so that kind of leads me into this question. So being on the ovals and not having really an oval background, how was your first Indy 500 experience?
I mean, the first 500 was actually, I think it was the easiest oval for me, probably because of all the practice we had. I felt really calm during that race, and it was also my best oval race until we had that Bourdais Ray Hall thing happening in the end.
That was unfortunate, yeah.
That was right in front of where I was sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But actually, Texas, that was, like when I came to Texas, that's when I really, you know, oh shit, this is this is what an oval is like.
Right,
That
yeah,
was
I'm sure.
more of a wake-up call. And I struggled that weekend a lot, and then since then it's been, better and better. But I mean, I'm definitely not where I want to be on the ovals yet. It's been some good ones, some bad ones, some average ones, but yeah, that's definitely the big thing during the winter, to improve the racecraft on ovals and just all around performance. I'm sure I'll get there. It just doesn't come as naturally, So
Sure.
yeah.
So now that your first full year's in the books and everything, did you have a favorite track that you ran this year?
I think actually Laguna was somehow the favorite.
You did fantastic there.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, that track was really cool. Even racing was pretty good there. I was surprised it was so good. Also, the street tracks are awesome. Like Toronto and St. Pete always going to be favorites for me.
Your drive at St. Pete, man, was incredible.
I read that you did that one armed for the most part too, so that was like even better. So
I think that's the race that made both of us big Felix Rosenqvist fans. After we watched you at St. Pete, we were both like,
really?
this guy's serious and he's here to contend.
Yeah, it was pretty cool because all of a sudden I was up in the lead and was like, oh shit, this is going easier than I thought. But a couple of races later, it wasn't that easy anymore.
Yeah,
so,
kind of a rough way to start you do so good in that first one, then maybe a couple of weeks of some hard rookie learnings there. So
yeah, it gave you kind of a false bar, because I think that race would always be the best one for me, as it's a street track and I've been there before. So.
I went to the casino when I was 20.
It wasn't that easy.
When I was 21, I went to the casino like the hour I turned 21 and I won money. So that's kind of like the same way. It's like, since then, I was like, man, I can win all the time.
Yeah.
So if there's any other series, I mean, you've been running in Formula E, we've talked different Formula series. If IndyCar wasn't your gig anymore, is there a series that you would prefer to run in?
I mean, at the moment, I feel really happy in IndyCar.
Oh, we don't want you to leave at all.
Yeah. We want.
I mean, I haven't thought about much else. I mean, Formula E was fun, and I did really well there.
Yeah.
I had a future there if I wanted to, for sure, because I was there from the beginning, and I was doing well. I was with a good team. So yeah, definitely I liked that, and it suited me very well. Probably better than IndyCar actually, but yeah, I like the challenge of IndyCar, and it's the feeling of becoming a better driver is probably the most rewarding experience. Closing this season and looking back at everything I learned, that's what drives me as a driver. I just don't want to drive what I'm good at. I want to be better, and I want to learn the ovals and just take it further.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great thing to hear too.
And we've talked a lot on the show this year about the rookie class in IndyCar this year. Yourself, Colton, Santino Ferrucci, Marcus Ericsson, and it's been exciting to watch this rookie class.
Yeah, it's been hard competition from all of them.
Yeah,
at different times of the year. It seems like all of us, had our tough times. Definitely. I mean, me and Colton sort of had the same. We've always been quick, and then it's been a lot of DNFs, a lot of low points. Santino has probably been the more consistent one, with lack of top results, but he's been really impressive and surprising for many people as well. And Marcus has been really good in the races, just lacking a bit in qualifying. But I'm sure he'll get there as well. But yeah, I think Colton was really impressive, towards the end of the year, and he's going to be probably the hardest one to beat for next year.
Well, and I think going forward, you two are going to be really fun to watch.
Yes.
Andretti and Ganassi. I mean, you two, I think, have great future in the sport, and it's going to be a blast to watch you two compete there.
Yeah.
And
sure.
I know you're moving here. I got one more for you, if you don't mind.
Sure.
We enjoy some console and some iRacing.
Sim racing.
Do you ever hop online, do anything like that? And if so, would you care to play with us sometime?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually thinking of, like, I have a rig back home in Europe, in Monaco, but I'm thinking of getting one in the US as well. I used to do quite a bit, actually, not iRacing, but I did a what do you call R Factor.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm definitely looking at getting back into that for next season. That would be fun.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Well, if you ever care to come check out my rig, I've got one set up down here. I'm in Indianapolis.
We
So
both have rigs.
You've
so.
got my phone number. You feel free to hit me up, and you can come down to the paddock and see what I can do to help out.
Yeah, cool, man. Sure.
And I have one last thing before you go. I've heard that you're a big Mika Hakkinen fan.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for sure.
See, and I was a big Mika fan, and Michael Schumacher. I loved watching those guys battle back when they were racing in F1. I thought they were both phenomenal drivers and great racing.
Yeah, he's so when I grew up, Mika was the guy, because I'm from Sweden and he was Finnish, you know,
Right.
so the Scandinavian one to look out for. And I remember when he was like a rookie, which seems ages ago, but yeah, he was definitely the one probably all the Swedes were cheering for back then.
Very nice.
And I see a lot of his driving style in your driving style.
Oh yeah, really?
Yes.
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
Well, Felix, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes,
We
thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much.
I know, like I said, you're a
thanks.
very busy man. I've got your picture up here. My wife took to the barber shop and got my son's haircut like yours in the
He
middle of
did.
the season.
Oh, really? Okay, cool.
They are. My son's a big fan. He always cheers for you. I'm now a big fan.
I'm a big fan.
We appreciate you hopping on. I guess I don't know. Do you remember seeing me out there by chance?
Yeah, man, for sure.
Can
Yeah,
you rate?
remember.
I had Joseph rate my mustache. I mean, that's the thing we got going on here. Do you remember that enough?
What did he
Can you
give?
me
What
a-
did he give it?
He said it's a solid Ryan Blaney.
Solid Ryan Blaney.
It's like on a
Uh,
scale of 1 to 10. And if you give me a 1, I'm not going to be hurt. I'm not. But-
I'll give you an 8, man.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Felix, thank you so much.
Hey, and we look
Anytime.
forward to next year and watching you and all your IndyCar endeavors. Like, we're big fans, man, and we'll continue to support you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me, and yeah, see you soon.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Wow, was that awesome?
That was fun.
I mean, my hands are like shaking right now. I'm so stoked and pumped.
That was
We just
fun.
talked to Felix Rosenqvist.
That was fun. Thank you guys again.
Man,
if you're
hold
watching by chance, he's got a cool off over there. So he was a really cool guy. Like
Yeah.
I've said it many times before. He's a guy that seems like you'd want to sit down and have a beer with and just chat with. And man, I took up probably more time than he wanted. But thank you for sticking on the line
Yes,
with us.
I mean that was great.
That was incredible, man.
Now my next goal is I want to meet him.
Oh, and like I said, I mean, to get a solid 8 on the mustache.
Dude, we done went from a 4 Caterpillar scale to a solid 8. That's impressive.
Yes.
That's impressive.
Thank you, Mr. Rosenqvist, on that one. And oh man, so that was,
And sorry guys, we seen you were asking questions on here, but we knew we didn't have a lot of time with him, and we had some questions that we had set up to ask him, so we were trying to get through as many as we could, because like TommyBoy said, he's in the middle of a move right now, so we didn't want to take any more time than we had to.
whew, man.
No, I didn't do that, Daniel. Even though I did have some sliders last night on the way home after Joe's show.
So that was really cool just to kind of hear about his relationship with Scott, and then just kind of how he was saying Dario's the guy that he can go to, and just if he's got that problem, you know, maybe Scott would take that problem and use it to his advantage on the track. Or
Well,
Dario's
you know,
like, this is what you got to do to get over it.
What I thought was cool is when he was talking about Formula E and said he had a future in Formula E and could have stayed doing that, but he jumped ship and made the move to IndyCar.
Because it was a challenge, and he said, you know, he raced in 2016, and I watched him in the Indy Lights there, and then in 2017 he got that the test there.
Yes.
That was incredible to hear that he had to out test Dixon, because Dixon, I imagine, is the Kobe Bryant, the Michael Jordan of racing. He's going to be the first guy at the track to open it up and go.
Well, and I've
And
said
he's
it
gonna be the
before.
last guy off.
In my personal opinion, I think Scott Dixon's the best driver in the pits in InDcar right now.
Like yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's between him and the young Rossi, in my opinion. But that's for another time. But
And you know, another thing that impressed me was to hear Felix talk about how he's working harder on the ovals and wants to become a better driver on the ovals and wants to progress. I mean, that's just awesome. That shows his passion and determination.
Well,
He's gonna be a champion in IndyCar.
Exactly. If he masters the ovals like that and he does do that, he knows himself. He's got it.
He's gonna be a champion
he's
in
gonna be
IndyCar.
A multi-time champion.
You mark my words, Felix Rosenqvist will be an NTT IndyCar champion.
So that was, I mean, I can't explain. I mean, you guys heard it right there. He's the most down-to-earth guy. He's talking about Scott just being a genuine guy like that, and it's kind of hard to find people like that. Well, sir, I think it's kind of hard to find people like you.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree.
To a Category 8 mustache, as cool as you just did.
Category 8.
Watch out, the Category 8.
The $1 million stash. If J-Lo can take $1 million insurance policy on her booty, Tommy's going to take $1 million insurance policy on the stash.
So, and I'm sure, because he said Laguna was really, and I could see where that would be fun.
I got all giddy when he said that because I was like, that's awesome.
I could see that would be a fun track for a driver. But then, I mean, on top of that, I'm sure that was fun to race for the Rookie of the Year like he did there, and be able to tear through the field like he did.
Yes.
That had to heighten his enjoyment of that track.
You know, and I didn't get to ask him. I wanted to get it in there, but I didn't want to, you know, I wanted to ask him his mindset after having that penalty in qualifying because, I said, I wanted to see him and her to go at it. I think they had the two fastest cars that day. Sprinkle a little Dixon in there, too, because he had a fast hot rod. There could have been a three-way shootout right there.
Dixon was – I think Dixon was a solid third fastest. Like, I don't think – I mean, he couldn't catch Herta.
No.
And I don't think if Rosenqvist was up there, they could have helped each other being teammates. But that's what I loved about that when he said, you know, we had some good races. You had the best race of the year right there with that. I mean, that was a blast to watch. I was standing up. I'm jumping.
Oh, the Mid-Ohio race?
We're all texting each other.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yes.
And then to say he watched that again, that was a fun race. So hopefully he fully enjoys his time off.
I thought it was cool how he said that, you know, after the race, he went back and watched it.
Right, exactly. That's what I just said.
Oh. I was reading.
You just pulled a Tommy boy.
I did pull a Tommy boy.
Now I'm fully composed.
Well, I was reading Brandon's comment. He said, just don't go back to the beard, Tommy boy.
No, it's too patchy. Hopefully the stash don't go patchy.
I could shave all this off and just go for the full stash.
So let's hop over to the series champion. I was able to talk to him.
Joseph Newgarden.
Yes. So I talked to him, and I've talked to him in the past in the garages in May. And he's always been a kind of laid back, and he'd give you the time. But
he seems like a solid guy.
This was different. You could tell that guard was dropped, that he wasn't in the garage. He wasn't doing what he was out there to do.
Well, the pressure was lifted now.
Exactly. So to sit there and talk to him, and it wasn't much, but if you didn't see the video, check that out over on our page, because he really explains. We've kind of talked about it before on the show. Why do people look at the 500 more so than the series? And I had read at the beginning of the year where he was talking about wanting to win the series, and I was corrected by Joseph.
Remember, was it last week when we were at Ingles? We asked, you know, who would you remember more, the series champion or the Indy 500 champion? So,
right
after hearing what he said, I'm gonna have to change my answer and go to Indy 500 champion.
So, and he says, he goes, he really. I read that article, and that might have been a couple times he's talking about the series, but he says my main focus is the 500. He goes, you have so few times to win the 500. With the series, you can have a few bad races and catch it back up and get it in there, and you can take it. So it's that was a really interesting take, and kind of put the perspective of the 500 more so. And I get the 500 is just a race nowadays, but I mean, you go there and
it's not just a race.
As a race fan, just standing outside those gates, I still get goosebumps. I mean,
and that's why the 500 will never be just a race. There's always that prestige and just that aura, if you will, that surrounds that place.
The cool picture from Miss Tiger that she posted that I shared on the page where she's flying over. She's in the NTT series. She's flying over the track. It's just I always love when you're coming back on a flight. It's like, where's the track? Where's the track? I want to see the track. So I just think that's really cool. I've actually flown over when practice was going on, so you could see like cars going around the track. That was the neatest thing.
Daniel, I wouldn't so much agree with that statement anymore. The greatest spectacle in racing, and I'm not taking anything away from the 500 because that's my place. I love the 500.
What would you say is then?
I don't know because I think back when
got 500,000 people there.
Well, I understand that, but that's not what the spectacle is. It used to be the spectacle was guys coming out, guys coming out and going faster every year, and it's a new track record,
and I get that,
which that's kind of gone away, but it still is the
magical.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the Indianapolis 500, the Indy 500. And it is. You're right. It's magical. It's like that's like my Disney World. And I've said when I die, I want to be cremated, and somebody better sprinkle some of my ashes out there.
Oh, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Absolutely. That the only other track I think that could kind of compare to the magic that this has is Daytona.
I would have to agree.
I mean, I can't think of any other track. Monaco, yeah. But I'm talking. If we want to talk American motorsports, those are the two tracks. I mean, you got IMS is worldwide. You talk to a guy in Monaco, he wants to see IMS once.
Yeah.
He wants to see the 500 once.
Yep.
I mean, I'd like to see the Monaco GP.
Who wouldn't?
Right. But am I gonna?
If
I lived overseas,
let's fire up the yacht next year and just float it over, and we'll check it out.
Exactly right. We're gonna fire up the BWSPORTS1.com
yacht
checkers and records yacht. We're gonna drive fast, shift hard, and keep the boat on the way.
No, we're gonna float fast.
There you go. Boat fast.
There we go.
We're gonna boat fast. What do you call that? Throttle hard.
Throttle hard.
And keep the boat off the waves.
Oh, Brandon said he's excited to take Asher to his first 500 this year.
I can remember my first 500, and he will remember it for years and years to come, for sure, no doubt. I always said I
see where I'm old, so I can remember going out to the track when I was a kid, and Dad would kind of keep me over here because there was certain places in the track you didn't want to take your kids back then.
So that was Uncle Tony. My dad was just like, if you want to see it, this is your time to see it. Just don't tell Mom what you saw, I guess. He's not going to like point it out to you, but he's not going to be like.
Right.
So,
that's back when the track was
I saw many
crazy
back in the 90s. When this gentleman took it. That was my love for the Indy 500 began.
I could be wrong on this, but I think my first experience out the track was I'd have to ask my dad about this, but I think I was 5, so I'd have been like 77.
Yep, nice. So that was 18 years before I went.
Yeah.
And I was 5 when I went. You said you were 5?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. It seems like a very fitting number. Guess who's not going to be 5 and going?
Charlie and Graham.
And Addison. No way, no how. Not after.
Well, I thought Graham, Addison already been out there, hadn't she?
She's been to a GP.
Okay.
They've been to the GP, but I won't take them to the 500. I sit in seats. I don't walk around. And I'm there. I don't go to the bathroom. That's one thing I taught. I have a good bladder because my dad said once we walk up all these stairs, I ain't walking back down until the end.
Well, unfortunately, now that they made the stands non-smoking, and I'm a smoker, so I have to get up and go down, and you can't even just go down the walkway. You have to walk out of the stands and go all the way across the other side of the concrete and smoke.
So
I'm like, hold on. so we can't smoke in the stands where we're sitting outside. What's the big deal?
I'm up in PP and QQ.
PPQQ.
So I ain't walking down. If I was a smoker, I'd hold off for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I probably would too on that
3
point.
hours on
I
that.
probably would at that point too.
I am one row away from being able to, if I was a smoker, light up and blow it right behind me, because that is the
That's probably what I would do.
Yeah, there's many people behind me that do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
When you're up that high, and
like I said, you're just turning around, you're blowing it out the back. That's the last row.
I think one of these years I need to get
I'm at the top.
I need to get Pops to trade me seats, and I'll come down and sit with you guys, and he can go down and sit with your brother and everybody else, because
He's got new knees. He ain't moving.
well, I'm just saying, I've never sat in turn 2.
Oh, we got 2 extra tickets. They're just not under the shade. They're one row down, and they're like a little over that way.
Yeah,
we got like VIP.
I'm always in like 3 or 4.
Yeah, we're in
and
the
then the
short
one
chute.
year I sat on the main straightaway on the inside behind like pit lane. Worst seats ever.
See, that's what my dad has said.
Worst
They're
seats
behind
ever.
pit lane. All you see is pit lane.
Well, I mean, we were up just a little bit.
All you see is pit lane.
Yeah, you see that little section right there. Boom, there they go.
Exactly.
Boom, there they go.
The only other place I could think of sitting in that state or speedway would be absolutely like in turn 1. So where you see them come out of 4, down the whole stretch, into 1, and the whole short chute.
Well, we sat in 3 one year, and when I say we sat in 3, we
You
sat
see
in
the
like
back end of what I just
we
said.
sat in like the beginning of 3.
So you saw it come out
so
of
you see
2.
it come out of 2 all the
Exactly.
way down back. Yeah, so
That's what I
basically what
wanna
you were
see.
saying.
So, but I
And
just sit in the
love
short
those
chute
seats.
right over there, and I mean I see everything. So I get to see them dip and make that pass in 1. That's thrilling.
And when Felix said, at the 500 this year, when he got, his accident with Ray
He did
Hall,
not sound happy about
no, it was right in front of us.
That's why I like him. I could really get a hold of this guy.
You can tell he's a
real
passionate
person.
racer.
And he's a real person.
Yeah.
He's not a excuse my language, but he's not a privileged prick.
Right.
And that's what you have a lot of
Right.
that. He is, and he even said that. He put it a lot nicer. You could see when he opened up, he started cussing a little, but I love it. We opened the door for him. We invited him in, and he stepped in. Thank you.
And he's what we've had this discussion before. He's what I call a real racer.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That is. We mentioned it already, but I just want to hit on this. You don't see a lot of guys that have a ride, number one, on a top team in their series, in a very quick growing series at that. Probably loads of money.
Oh yeah.
I don't know for a fact, but then he says, "I want to take a challenge
and go to IndyCar."
I had the seat. He didn't get fired. He didn't get let go.
No.
He now I don't think there's probably 2 teams that could have, maybe 3, that could have called him and him make that jump. He wasn't going to jump, I'm sure, to a Carlin
Right.
or anything like that. No offense to them, but he's only going to take this jump if it was going to be a top tier team that he could compete in. But I mean, he came in. How many ovals do you think he ran in his life?
None.
Exactly. So to come into a sport that you then to go 200 and some miles an hour in an oval, and you're performing top tier with these guys, you finish 6th.
Well, and you're driving for a team like Ganassi, so it's not like you can just hang out in the back until you learn everything.
You're expected to perform.
Yeah.
Day one.
And going back to what he said, he ran 120 laps at Mid-Ohio.
That's impressive anywhere.
To get that ride. And he said that he hopped in and pretty much got up to speed. I'm like, that's impressive.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, because you're coming in a car that's totally different than the Formula E car the only similarities is they're open wheel.
And Formula E is somewhat open wheel.
Well, it
It's
is
got
open
a
wheel.
Closed wheel somewhat.
Kind of, but I mean, it's still basically an open wheel series.
Right.
So you come from that and jump in an IndyCar and go at a track like Mid-Ohio, which is not the easiest road course to drive. It's pretty technical. And you go out there and run 120 laps and you impress the boss man and he puts you in the car.
That's sweet.
I think right now, I'm all about Ganassi Racing.
I think you give Felix 2-3 years, he's champion in IndyCar. I truly do think so. Yeah, I'm not going to say as far as next year he could.
I think next year he'll be a contender.
He very well could.
I mean, his rookie year, he finished 6th in the series and rookie of the year.
It's like he said, if he can get those ovals under him.
I think if there was, I think, and you know, it's also going to depend on too, you know, there was a couple tracks where he qualified and didn't qualify as well, where if he'd have started up towards the front, he'd have had better results. You know, Laguna Seca, like we talked, I think he could have got a win there. I really do.
If he started, I mean, look, I mean, he went so far there that what he could. If he started 6th, what could he have done?
So I definitely think that he gets his first IndyCar win next year.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he will be a contender. And wouldn't it be, I think it'd be sweet to see him get his first IndyCar win on an oval.
Oh, that I'm sure. Can you imagine what that would mean to him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That would build his confidence on ovals so much. And that would also, if anybody thinks he's a one-dimensional driver, that would eliminate that.
Oh,
he's a racer. He's a racer.
100%.
You can tell by just talking to him that guy is a racer.
So that is
So next year at Indy, I'll be all in my Felix Rosenqvist gear. I'm gonna have me a hat, shirt.
Both of us will be there. Oh man, I had a blast today with Felix. That was
We've had a blast. It's been a good weekend.
It has been, yes. Yes, it has. And thank you everybody for everything, all the continued support you guys do give us.
Yes.
We appreciate that.
Shout out to everybody that puts on Joe's show every year and do what you do. And, you know, yesterday was TommyBoy's first Joe show. He got to see all the work they put in to make this event happen. And it's a very special event. It was very fun. I mean, I had a blast all day. I know TommyBoy did. And hopefully we can be back next year and do it. And thank you again to Mr. Felix Rosenqvist. It was very awesome to have you on our little podcast.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much for taking your time out.
Thank you, TommyBoy, for putting in on the work to make that happen.
Hopefully we can get him on here again sometime.
Be cool if we could get Dixon and him on here.
Wouldn't be a bad day.
No. And you know, now that we have the handhelds, that's going to come in handy going to the track and stuff next year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, hopefully I'm trying to get out to the aero screen test and see what I can do there. I am keeping my fingers crossed to see if I can make that happen.
No, I did not, Daniel.
So I'm trying to think. Do you have anything else, really?
Not really. Don't forget, tune in Wednesday night for the Monsters of Dirt Checkers and Wreckers Pro Late Model Series. It will be the second points race of the series. Zach McSwain took it last week. Will we get a new winner this week, or will Zach McSwain double up?
Don't quote me, but I think this Wednesday's race is actually a money race as well.
Oh,
I believe so. I'll have to double check, but there is a money race coming up. I believe it's this Wednesday. So unfortunately, we couldn't hook up with Zach this week. Zach will be on next week.
Yep.
So we'll talk to the double champ.
We'll have a double duty. So it'd be nice if he won again this week, so that way we just have the same guy on.
Well, be a lot of winning there. So, and then we know John is out there. I saw you're in Panama, so hopefully you're enjoying that out there. And the guys over at the
Monsters of Dirt
are doing what you need them to do and taking care of you, so you can have a good time out there. But thank you for what you do, man. You do a heck of a job.
Yeah,
on the back
that
end.
series is awesome.
It really is. I give you a thumbs up on that. So
2 thumbs up. We'll give you 2 snaps and a circle.
Oh, I gave a twist. You gave a circle. So boom, you got it both the best worlds there. Thank you.
TommyBoy, where do you go for all the hap? Hold on, I'm gonna try this. All the happenings.
I go to BWSPORTS1.com. That's right. I go to BWSPORTS1.com. That's for us here at Checkers and Wreckers, the boys over at BW Sports, and
Black and White Sports.
Yes, Black and White Sports. I'm just about as good as Damon with that. And then keep an eye out, guys. We got some interesting things going. The one and myself are probably going to have another little meeting day And
Oh, you guys having secret meetings
go out
without
in the
us?
office. He posted a picture.
I'm just
But yeah, because you guys got to work.
We do.
So we're trying to make this move forward and have a good time with it, do as much as we can. But we are solely funded by our own self. So if you are a local company, or for that matter, an online company, and would like to advertise with us, here's your chance now. So hit us up at BWSPORTS1.com and let us know how can we be assistance to you.
Or you can message us on the page or one of the pages.
Yeah.
I mean, there's several ways to get a hold of us. Yeah, it'd be a great opportunity to work with some like new up and coming businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Partner up. I was going to say something. Now I forgot.
I'm heading out. If you're local and looking for something to do, I'm heading out. There's a huge car show that my father, the Bionic Man, he judges out there. It's called Cars Are Us. I'm going to head out there, do a little live footage from there. So check that out.
Hey, don't forget your mic this time.
No, I won't. It's right here. If you want to see some interesting cars, they got a Jeep Club down there. He already texted me. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to drive the old one down there. Get myself a tenderloin from Edwards.
Oh.
They got some food out there. It's a good day. So they're about to I think they wrap it up at about 2. So I'll get out there for the judging and get a watch everything they got out there. But again, I cannot thank the guys over at Ganassi and Felix
enough. I mean, that was awesome.
It really was, and I really hope, Felix, if you do happen to hear this, that you take me up on the offer. If you can see that little green piece right there, if you're watching, that's the rig. So take me up on that offer.
Yeah, we'll race with you.
I'll buy you some pizza, some beer. It'll be a good time. I'll get you an Uber back home. Whatever you need, sir. It's all on me. You come over here. You have a good time. You set my car up. We'll be good. So, thank you so much, guys.
Man, Tommy Boy over here, shady deals.
What? Pizza and
He
beer for a
throws
car
shade
setup?
and then he does shady deals.
Car setup for pizza and beer for the Rookie of the Year. I think that's a solid deal there.
Well, hell, I'll come on and set your car up for pizza and beer.
Well, you're not the NTT IndyCar Rookie of the Year now, are you?
And
fair enough. Thank you, everybody. This is Tommy Boy.
the ass will not win. So hold on, before we hang up here, Dan on here running his mouth. So he, at work the other day, he's talking about, yeah, I've been running a IMS road course with LMP2s. I like that. I was like, okay. And he's like, we're gonna race tonight. I'm like, yeah. So I get home, shower, eat, and all that stuff. Fire up the rig, waiting for somebody to get on. I'm like, all right, I'll try around this track with LMP2s. His best lap, how it shows you on Project Cars 2, best lap, 131. I go out there, best lap,
129.
114.
Oh my goodness. Whoopsie.
So shut it, Daniel.
You are
Howdy.
And this is Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy.
Reminding you to drive fast, shift hard, and keep the rubber on the road. That was a good one.
Hell, when you were yelling like that, the button don't even work.
It didn't. It didn't at all. That's the end.
Hey, thanks, guys. You have a good weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. And if you're watching some football today, go Cowboys.
No, never do that. Never. Go Saints.
The button doesn't go fast enough.